X-Men 97. Okay. No spoilers. I'm reading this article. Okay. I'm going to try to skim through it as I'm reading ahead. If they just go into spoilers, I don't want to spoil it for anyone. No spoilers, right? I'm just going to read the article and then I'm going to give you my thoughts. I watched the one episode. That's all I did. I just watched one episode last night after my stream. And I'll tell you about it. Tell you my thoughts about it. Okay. So X-Men 97 delivers an animated blast from the past and maybe Marvel's future. Okay. This comes from CNN Entertainment. Okay, so CNN X-Men 97 at first seems a narrowly pitched, made for streaming fare, receiving a cultish animated Saturday morning series launched more than 30 years ago, basically picking up where the show left off. Now, look a little closer though, and X-Men could offer clues and signposts as Marvel pivots into the next phase that hinges on the incorporating of popular property and Fantastic Four, two staples of the Marvel's comics, and also have returned in the cinematic fold after decades under the stewardship of 20th Century Fox. Just thinking about reading that for a second, I wonder if they made the animated series, or I'm sorry, the actual X-Men movies. I wonder if they don't make it in the present day. I wonder if they go back to the 90s, early 2000s. I wonder if they do it that way. Marvel's parent Disney 2009 acquisition of key Fox Entertainment assets, including the rights to X-Men and Fantastic Four, has fueled excitement about where those titles will go as they incorporate the Marvel's interlocked universe. That's perhaps especially true in the latter after two stabs of Fantastic Four movies, generally underwhelming fans. And video games and a bunch of stuff. Just bad Fantastic Four movies. So how does the X-Men 97 fit into that? Because the original series, which ran for 5 seasons during 1992, accompanied or accomplishment, two things seemed vital, okay, for Marvel's lineup from Disney Plus series. The theatrical blockbuster embracing the comics in a way that satisfies the hardcore fans while still appealing to more casual consumers and attracting adults while playing well with kids without stooping to reach them. Okay, the animated X-Men series pulls off a delicate high-wire act, notably 8 years before the movies began, with Hugh Jackman breakout role as Wolverine, with another 8 passing before Iron Man launched Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, despite playing the Saturday mornings a window predicted in terms of advertising on ratings amongst children under 12, the show shocked exclusive executives by attracting plenty of teenagers and young men. I was there. I was in high school when I started watching it. Loved it. I loved it when it came on TV. I absolutely loved it. Who, after years of disappointing comic book adaptations, embraced one that they could enjoy, ambitious in storytelling, fidelity to the comics. Now, as Eric Lewald, the head writer of the original series, wrote the book previously on the X-Men, making the animated series back in 1992, almost nobody in Hollywood believed that the X-Men TV series could possibly work. Fortunately, one of the people who did, was a former head of Marvel's productions who had left the launch of the Fox Children's Network and persuaded her bosses to take a chance on the show. The result was a series that captured X-Men's central metaphor: students at Charles Xavier's school, gifted youngsters who, as mutants, faced extra pangs of the feeling different, with the audacity of translate the comics with the cute robots forms of pandering frequently found in earlier shows. Now, taking advantage of the streaming format and the passage of the time, X-Men 97 is a little more adult in tone than the original, though. It remains true to its spirit and incorporates plenty of familiar trappings from the animation style and memorable musical theme. Now, the bigger picture, of course, involves Marvel's rough sketch at the box office, along with the rival DC and others. Amidst the malice stemming from the rise of streaming, an allocated glut of Marvel series that just shifted towards a home viewing due to COVID. After an inevitable run, it hits sadness that has also shaken theaters and studios, while leaving Disney itself self-reflecting, more trying to get Marvel back on track. So, X-Men 97 will play a smaller screens, but an unexpected demographic straddling success in the 90s still seems relevant to the challenge of Marvel must master to rekindle its magic, nor involve one-size-fits-all approach and enthusiasm around the upcoming Deadpool Wolverine would suggest. Keep that theme in the comics and question what's after the mutation of the case, whether in the set Marvel in the path of the next phase is evolution. X-Men 97 premieres on March 20th, which is yesterday. I watched the first episode of this, and I have to say, I was going in with a bunch of emotions, right? I was going in, not emotions like I'm going to cry or anything like that, but I was going in with a bunch of stuff in my head, like, how do they fuck this up? How do they do this? How do they change this person? How do they change that person? Because what you see in the media is that, Morph is now non-binary, right? And this person could be bisexual or whatever. And I hate when they advertise a show based on the sexuality of something, especially in a cartoon, right? I'm not watching for these sex scenes, okay? Right? It's not Game of Thrones, okay? It's an animated cartoon meant for kids, teenagers, and young adults, and 45-year-old men, okay? Where I went in, I was like, how are they going to fuck this up, right? How are they going to fuck this up? And I was watching it the first 10 minutes going, where are they doing it? And I'm like trying to nitpick stuff. But as I was watching it, right? As I was watching it, I was like, huh. I was like, this seems pretty good. This reminds me of X-Men back in the day, right? And it's a continuation of it, right? I almost felt like I had to go back and watch a couple of episodes before I saw this episode to just fill in the blanks a little bit because it's been 30 years, okay? So I started watching it. I was like, okay, this seems pretty interesting. Now, some of the nitpicks I have, some of the voice actors are a little weird. Now, we had this a couple months ago. Some of you guys had a problem with Wolverine's voice, right? Wolverine's the same actor that did Wolverine back in the day. Rogue's voice actress, I'm not a big fan of that, okay? Her voice actress, not very convincing as Rogue, okay? Has a southern twang to it, but something just different about her. And then also Storm's voice actor, right? I don't know. It just seems a little weird to me. But that's minute little problems, right? I can get over that real fast. Overall, the characters felt good. The story felt good. Like, the way it started, and the way it's like I didn't even miss a beat. It's like watching the Clone Wars like we did, when all of a sudden they did all those seasons and then stopped and then did that last season. It just fit right in, right? It's like when I was watching this, okay? When I was watching this, it was like I never left. It was that nostalgia moment that kicked in. Now, a part of me is like, well, gotta watch three episodes. If they can hook me for 3 and the 4th one is good, then it's good to me, okay? Right now, I'm like, all right, well, maybe they're just kind of bringing it in. He-Man did the same thing when it came out. He-Man was okay, and then all of a sudden, then they shit on the characters. So we'll see what happens with the show, but I'm actually really surprised. Going into it, I thought I was going to be a little bit more disappointed, right? And I was actually, I'm being honest, I was going in looking to be disappointed, okay? And in some time, I went, I don't know, it was like a split second. I literally was laying in bed watching it on my phone, okay? Because everyone was sleeping in the house. So I didn't really watch it on the big screen or anything. I just watched it on my phone, laying there, and I was like, man, I thought I was going to hate this. But then I was like, they did really good with Cyclops' character. I like the story that's going on there. I like the dynamics between the characters. I was like, this is actually pretty good. All right, they sold me for episode number 1, and I'm looking forward to watching episode number 2 and as they come out. Now, again, I went in looking to try to look for anything, right? Another thing that kind of bothers me is like the animation itself looks a little off, and I don't know. I would have to go watch the old show again. I haven't seen it in decades, right? But I would have to go look at the old show. But the way the animation style is in this, it seems a little glitchy to me. And I don't know if it's me trying to find flaws or if anyone else noticed that, let me know. But let me tell you, when I heard that music, yesterday Water was talking about it and saying the music, it feels the same. And I love how they played the entire intro. Okay, the entire intro played, and I was like, oh, it makes sense because it's not on television. Television shows now are like, ba-da-da, ba-da, and then it's done, right? This one played out the entire, and it just went off. And they did do like a little new spin. Not a total modern spin, but as soon as that music plays, man, I was like, and then you know when the show's coming to an end, like the climactic stuff in the series, like in the episode, because the theme song plays. So I really liked it. I really enjoyed the first episode. I'm going to give it a second chance for the second episode. I'm going to watch. And if they don't screw it up, I think they have something good here. Because DeMeo, before he got fired, which we don't know why, it's probably because of his what's that site called? I forget what that site's called. Anyway, he had a, I forget. Curse you, COVID. He had a OnlyFans. That's what it was, OnlyFans. Okay, he had an OnlyFans. Thank you, Krebsy. I said it before you got it. He had an OnlyFans account. I think that's why they got rid of him. But we don't know exactly yet. But he was talking about already season 2s are in the can, basically, and they were talking about season 3. So this is supposed to go on, you know, multiple years. And I hope, if based off episode 1, now obviously it's a 1 episode, they could screw it up big time. But off the 1 episode, if they can make multiple seasons of this, I'm here for it. All right. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. What do you think of X-Men 97? If you watched it, do you like it? Do you didn't like it? Let me know in the comment section. And what do you think they're doing with the X-Men brand, right? Do we think that the X-Men, obviously Deadpool's coming out later this year. Do you think the X-Men is set? Because there's rumors that the Fantastic Four film is going to be in like the 60s, right? So do we think the X-Men is in the 90s, early 2000s, or do you think it's in present day? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. If you like what we do here, please make sure you check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching.